Hi, my name is EJ Massa. In my Slow and Sear review on Reddit, I got a comment by Cancerous86 basically stating that you can get low and slow out of your Weber grill using the snake method. I got a similar comment on YouTube by Paul O'Keefe, and you know what? I've never tried the snake method before. I have filled my grill with live snakes before, but that's a video for another day. So let me give it a try. Might save you some money on a Slow and Sear purchase, especially if you don't care about the sear portion of the Slow and Sear. While I'm at it, I'll teach you my own version of barbecue sauce. I usually use Sweet Baby Ray because I love high fructose corn syrup garbage, but maybe you're out of barbecue sauce. I mean, this is something you can whip up. You can also tune this recipe to your own taste buds. A good base for barbecue sauce is 4 parts ketchup, 1 part brown sugar, you can also use honey or molasses, and 1 part vinegar. I use apple cider vinegar. So let me put 2 cups of ketchup, a half cup of apple cider vinegar, and a half cup of brown sugar into a bowl. Now you could stop there and it would be a perfectly fine barbecue sauce for most folks, but maybe a tad boring, so I like to spice it up with these ingredients. I'll add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of pineapple juice. I like the sweetness and tang pineapple juice adds. 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke, which is optional if you're already smoking the ribs and you don't want them too smoky. 1 tablespoon of sriracha. I think this Kikkoman sriracha adds the appropriate amount of kick. And 2 tablespoons of tamarind paste, which is an odd ingredient used in Thai and Indian cooking that I had to order special off of Amazon, but you can find it as an ingredient in many commercial barbecue sauces, and I like the sweet and sour tang that it provides. We'll take this and put it in a saucepan and simmer it for about 20 minutes until all the ingredients are all incorporated together. Pour that into a hip mason jar and put it in the fridge overnight so those flavors can get to know each other. Now you can impress all of your friends. They'll come over and you'll whip out like your own secret sauce and you'll be like, oh, this is the good stuff. And they'll think you're a genius. When in reality, you just mixed a bunch of commercial condiments together. But they don't know that. And of course, you can alter the recipe to your own taste. I prefer the sweet, tangy, vinegary taste with a little bit of kick that this combo brings. I recommend starting out with the ketchup, brown sugar, and vinegar base and working up from there. Add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It may take a few tries, but you'll find a combo that's right for you. Now to prepare the ribs, I finally found some unbrined ribs. Check the ingredients and pork. Awesome. Since they are unbrined, we'll have to salt them at least 4 hours before the cook. Also making sure the membrane in the back is peeled off. So now let me try this snake method. Just to start off, I put 24 pieces of charcoal down, 2 at a time in 12 rows. Then I stacked another 24 on top of that row. Finally topping off with some hickory wood. The idea here is I'm going to throw some lit coal on one end, and like a long fuse in a Looney Tunes stick of dynamite, the coals will slowly burn from one side to the other, for, in theory, a little bit of heat for a long period of time. I lit up 12 pieces of charcoal in a chimney and poured them on one side of the fuse. We only put wood on the beginning half because after an hour and a half, the ribs are fully penetrated with smoke. Wait, why did those words happen? I'm going to put in a drip pan and fill it with some hot water. User Cancerous86 says he's used both with water and without water and it doesn't make a difference. I'm going to use water because sometimes in this life you have to make arbitrary, meaningless decisions. I threw a pit thermometer in there and closed up the lid so this thing can come up to temperature. I'm going to try to maintain 225 degrees Fahrenheit. The rub I'm using is the Memphis Dust recipe from AmazingRibs.com because I made a ton of it in my other videos and I'm just trying to use it all up. If you have a rub recipe that you'd like me to use on the show, just let me know in the comments and maybe I'll try it. This video is based off a comment, so just comment. Just comment already. Comment, you piece of sh**. I put the ribs on the grill and I put a little piece of foil on one side closest to the lit coals because I was concerned it would be too hot. Maybe that would block some of the heat, maybe. I closed it up and after fiddling with the vents slightly for the first half hour, I got it to maintain the temperature extremely well. It probably needed only a little bit more fiddling than the Slow and Sear, but I was extremely impressed. After about 2 hours, I checked the progress and half the Looney Tunes fuse is burnt through. After another 2 hours, the ribs didn't seem quite done, and the beauty of the snake method is I can keep extending the fuse by adding more coals to the chain. Then finally, at 6 hours, I realized I needed to put my son to bed and there was no time to do the bend test, so let's just finish up, let's get it out of here. I slathered on some of my barbecue sauce and put them on for another half hour. And 6 hours seemed to be enough. What a delicious smoky treat. And here's the obligatory cross-section shot. So how does this method stack up to the Slow and Sear? Well, I was pretty dang impressed. I mean, the Slow and Sear is pretty idiot-proof. You just dump a bunch of coals in. This requires a little bit more setup and maybe just a tiny bit more fidgeting with the vents than the Slow and Sear, but the performance is very close. So if you're wary about spending the bucks on the Slow and Sear, try this method out first, especially if you don't care about the sear portion of the Slow and Sear. Me personally, I'm going to keep using the Slow and Sear because I already have it, and it's a little bit less setup and it works really well. Anyways, the first day of summer was the other day, so have fun grilling. Oh, That reminds me, someday you'll fall asleep for the last time. Bye.